Well, a group of lawyers in Minnesota are working tirelessly to get innocent people released from prison.
Since its inception in 2001, the Great North Innocence Project has helped free 10 people who were in prison for crimes they did not commit. And those men spent a combined 113 years behind bars.
So I sat down with one of those men and learned what advocates say still needs to be cleaned up in our criminal justice system.
I remember going to the nightclub that night.
April 12, 2014 was a normal night out for Javon Davis, but soon after, police were looking for him.
I'm like, what they looking for me for? And they like, I don't know, they won't tell us. They said some assault. So I'm like, assault? I ain't assaulted nobody.
He was arrested.
Because I'm acting like, what am I under arrest for? Why are y'all arresting me?
What did they say?
And then one of the cops must have looked back. He might have said something funny like, oh, you know who you shot? I'm like, who I shot? I ain't shoot nobody.
What were you accused of doing?
Shooting 2 people coming out of Target Field. I wasn't nowhere near there at the time of the shooting, no, not at all.
First, he waited.
I sat in the county for a year, 1 year.
Waiting to go to trial?
Waiting to go to trial, yeah.
What are you thinking to yourself that whole year?
Like, why would God do this to me?
Yeah.
Forget them, why would God put me in this situation?
Then he was convicted.
What was that moment like for you?
It wasn't real. I thought I was in a movie or something.
What was your sentence?
33 years.
How do you make peace with that if you know that this isn't something that you did?
I didn't make peace with it. I was the angriest person in the world.
It just has to be dark.
Yeah, yes. It's a lot of dark spots down there.
Darkness, and then a spark of hope. 2 student lawyers from the Great North Innocence Project visited him in prison.
And so I'm like, who are y'all? And they look so young, and I'm just like, who are y'all? Like,
Javon wrote a letter to them pleading his case.
I remember writing on the paper, like, man, at the end of the letter, I remember writing, like, if anybody's innocent, Project Innocent, I'm innocent, Project Innocent.
The team agreed, but warned Javon.
This might not work.
Yes.
This doesn't work.
Lawyers told him overturning convictions, even if someone is innocent, is nearly impossible. But they did it. After nearly 6 years in prison, Javon walked free.
I was so happy. I didn't even know what to do. I just sat there.
The team successfully proved Javon's trial attorney was ineffective, a rare victory for a team that reviews hundreds of requests for help each year.
Anywhere from 2 to 8% of people who are convicted of crimes are likely to be innocent. Let's say there's 9,000 people in prison, 5% would be 450 people.
Sarah Jones, the executive director, says several things went wrong for Javon.
It was witnesses lying. It was supposed, informants saying that Javon did it when they didn't, and getting some sort of deal for saying that. And Javon had an alibi. He was on the phone. He was calling and texting, and there was never any attempt to find the text messages, the records of those, and so forth.
But she says cracks in our system also played a part. The group has helped change laws to improve the use of eyewitness identifications and to track flaws with jailhouse informants. And they'll continue to work for people like Javon.
I like to think that we get it right more often than not, but when we get it wrong, like the worst kind of wrong is what happened to Javon.
It means so much to me, because people don't believe you, especially where I come from. And it's hard to put your neck out there for somebody that you don't know, develop trust and love for, and they did that.
Incredible story, isn't it? Well, Javon is still seeking compensation from the state. That's in litigation right now. But the same team helped bring Thomas Rhodes home after 25 years in prison, and that was the result. This was kind of the first positive result that came from the state's conviction review unit. So that is something new-ish that this group helped start with federal funding and a partnership with the Attorney General's office. So it really goes to show they're not just taking on individual cases. This organization is working towards, systematic changes and improvements to make our system more just.
To prevent that 2 to 5% number, which when she put it in perspective that there could be hundreds of people who are innocent in there at once. I mean, just so difficult to hear, because then you feel for him.
Yep, one is too many, but yeah, hundreds would be unimaginable. All right.